across Gotham City. It seems our only hope is Batman.
Batman?
Close enough. Bateman.
That's why you need the real deal.
Look out! That's Batman!
Go home, Bateman. Do a podcast or something. That's hurtful.
Jason Bateman, one of those Hollywood actors that for the most part kind of stayed out of the political fray. And there's no doubt he's a liberal, and he's got his own podcast where he and a couple of his movie-making buddies, they talk about Hollywood and what's going on. And yes, you could tell they've got a liberal bent, and that's Hollywood. But Jason has crossed the line, and we're going to get into that.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth! Somebody with the top of the line!
Hi, I'm Pastor Marty, and this is the Afternoon Drive. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and once you are, smack the bell. Click the word all. That will give you notification of my rants, my ravings, my undeniably flawless reasonings. Please like and share this video. It's the only way that we can get the word out that we're here. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of the Afternoon Drive. Jason Bateman, who got his start as a kid on Little House on the Prairie. I think he was on for, one season? He played James, and he had a sister named Cassandra. Cassandra could cry on cue, and James was, he was kind of a dweeb. I'm just going to come right out and say it. I had long since stopped watching Little House on the Prairie by then. Turned it on a couple times and caught, Jason in there, and you just kind of cringe knowing, okay, Michael, we know what you're trying to do. The other kids have grown up, and you're desperately trying to recapture some ratings by bringing new kids on, and it didn't work. Replacement kids never work. I did like Jason on the TV show It's Your Move. He and I are the same age, and so I really identified with, it was a great sitcom. It got canceled apparently because, some of the things that Jason's character was advocating, parents at the time were concerned would be a bad influence on their kids. But I thought It's Your Move was really, really funny. Then he was on the Hogan Family and a few other things and Arrested Development that I didn't pay too much attention to. But he grabbed my attention with Ozark and watched that entire series. And he did a great job as Marty Bird. He has done a few movies that have been pretty funny, and he's got good comedic timing, good comedic chops, and he delivers that great deadpan delivery. But now he's decided to enter the political foray. Hollywood just doesn't get it. Every time they do this, the backlash to their careers is severe and it is swift. Can you say Robert De Niro and the fact that he basically committed career suicide when he went on his unhinged rants against Donald Trump? And now apparently Jason Bateman, who thinks that, he's so well loved and so well insulated that he can take shots and not have any repercussions.
You ever see a day, and I know this is kind of a third rail for politics, but at what point, if ever, do you think this story would change from reporting on the outrageousness of Trump and his actions, his decisions, his words, and instead move to the people that have voted for him twice? And I know that goes back to the whole story of deplorables, and as soon as that happened, everyone just backed off and don't ever talk bad about, America and the 80 million. But he's never changed. He's always been the same. He didn't do a 180 and dupe everybody when he got to the White House. It's the people that have put him there and then put him there again that really deserve a great deal of responsibility and a talking to. I'm sorry. And I say that with love.
It's everything we've been talking about. They either don't believe the bad things, they think Democrats are worse, they found something they really didn't like about Biden and then Harris.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. First of all, Nicole Wallace is an insufferable twit. She is just an absolute twit. And honestly, she hosts a podcast called The Best People. We're the best people. We're not like those Trump people. We're the best people. And Jason goes on there, and he basically trashes half of his own audience. And he's trying to be, empathetic. I say this with love. But you Trump supporters, you need a good talking to. Really, we need a good talking to. Here it is, Jason. You are oh so right. Donald Trump didn't put anything over on us. We knew exactly what we were getting when we voted for him. All 3 times. We knew exactly what we were getting. Did you know what you were getting in Joe Biden? You probably did, and you don't care because you're Hollyweird and you're all about the fake and the imagery of this liberal utopia that you think you guys can create, and you can't. But we knew what we were getting with Donald Trump. And we needed Donald Trump. And we need Donald Trump because Joe Biden, Kamala thinks she's a hottie Harris, the absolute insane, woke, libloon, left Democrats were sending this country straight to hell in a handbasket, i.e., look at Los Angeles. Second round of fires. First fires because they weren't prepared for wildfires, despite the fact they have them a lot. Now, thanks to the Biden wild open border policy and a libloon governor who declared we're a sanctuary state. And one of the very first things he did after Donald Trump got elected was to gather his legislature there in the state capital of Sacramento and vote to have money available to fight Trump and his deportation policies. Funny, the state's bankrupt and has to keep begging for money, but they had money to protect people who don't belong here. But see, that doesn't affect Jason Bateman or his pals. They're insulated from all that. They don't feel the effects of over 800,000 illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, foreign invaders that live in Los Angeles. 800,000. And it cost the taxpayers of Los Angeles and California $32 billion, that's billion with a B, billion per year just for the illegals in Los Angeles. And Democrats are whining that the federalization of the National Guard to protect federal buildings and the 700 Marines that are there are going to cost somewhere in excess of $130 million. That's a spit in the ocean compared to $32 billion on the illegals who are now setting fire, waving their Mexican flag. Isn't it funny? They don't want to go back to the country of the flag they're waving, but boy, they want to declare their proud Mexican heritage as they spit on and set fire to our country. Get these credence out of here and arrest whoever is funding this. And Jason Bateman, you Trump people, you need a talking to. Wow, wow, wow. Do you know who your audience is? You see, again, like Bobby De Niro, you don't know how to read the room. You know, you actors, you method actors, you first of all, you are privileged to live in a country that pays you a lot of money to pretend. You pretend. What is acting? It's pretend time. It's like when I was a kid and when I became a dad and my kids were little and they would say, "Daddy, let's pretend." My boys would watch a Rocky movie. Immediately they would take off to their bedrooms, come back moments later wearing, just their swimming shorts, and they'd have their winter mittens on and their bathrobes, and they were Rocky and Apollo Creed in the living room. I lost track of how many Lone Ranger masks and Batman masks my wife made through the years for my boys. They like to pretend. My kids were all in drama club. They did school plays. I did school plays. It's fun. But Jason, you live in a country that pays you millions of dollars and made you a multi-millionaire to pretend. And a lot of the people that made that happen for you are Trump people. The truth is, you have a disdain for the people who actually live in the Ozark. You have a disdain for everyday real Americans and what they're going through and what it takes for them to exist in this country. The economic issues, the inflation rate that we suffered under Biden, the exorbitant rate increases that we suffer under everything from whether it be credit card debt to, even trying to get a decent rate on a mortgage, the price at the gas pump, the price at the grocery store. And the fact that every time we turn around, more and more illegals are just flooding in and they're getting free this, free that, and hand out this and hand out that. And then the jobs that are entry level and are something that poorer Americans could have access to, that's all been taken away from them. Jason. Let me be really clear with you, Marty Bird. Shut the up. You and your liberal buddies and your Hollywood movie buddies, you want to talk about the movies you've made and what happened on the backs, behind the scenes that the audience wasn't privy to and didn't know about. Knock yourself out. Don't start lecturing us that we, the Trump voters, need a lecturing to. No, it is you libloons that have decided and you're hell-bent on turning us into a third world peasant country like the places these other people have escaped from, but now want to wave the flag and set fire to this place. I think not. Go away, Bateman. Do a podcast or something. Oh, wait, you've tried that. What's the matter? Nobody watching?